you. Satpathy.
Sir, welcome, sir. Sir, while commencing discussion on the Repealing and Amending 4th Bill 2015, I am reminded of a Chinese proverb which goes like this: consider the past and you shall know the future. So the central government has taken a comprehensive review of laws and the legal system with a view to remove incoherent and redundant laws. It's a good effort to unburden our statute books, but sadly, we as a country, we are known that we do not have a good precedence of recording unbiased history. We have, sir, if you see our history, we have documents like the Babarnama, the Akbarnama. In other words, that kind of document, what it does is it records the history of the society, of the nation, of the system, only from the perspective of the rulers or the cohorts of the rulers, but not bottom up, not from the people's point of view, how the common man, the toiling masses, how did they survive? Therefore, sir, I would like to bring to the notice of the Honorable Minister and the government that while we are, this year itself, I think this is the 4th time that such a repealing and amending bill has come to Parliament. We had 3 earlier, now this is the 4th one. Are we archiving these laws? Because these laws are also going to be part of our national history one day or the other. Let us imagine a situation 100 years or 150 years hence when our great-grandchildren or great-great-grandchildren probably, or some people would be sitting here, may not be of our families, but the nation's children would be sitting here, and they would like to look back and see what has been the history of promulgation of ordinances, making of laws, what were the discussions, do we have a proper historical documentation of these laws or not? The way we are going about, it seems like to unburden our statute books, to make them slimmer, we are getting rid of part of our history. So this may create confusion when somebody wants to study the evolution of our legislation process. And this staccato manner of bringing such repealing laws, bringing it piecemeal, creates a suspicion in the minds of many that probably the government is interested to create a stopgap arrangement that before this law is repealed, do what you want to do. So that benefits probably a very unknown, small number of people who are unknown to us, but who know what is happening, which laws are going to be repealed, so they probably are taking benefits. When the Law Commission has given some 1741 laws need to be changed, why are we dealing piecemeal is a suspicion that would strike, I guess, any citizen of India, any right-thinking citizen of India. We know these repealing bills, these were passed during President's rule in various states. I suggest a committee comprising of lawyers and historians which should look at these repealed laws or the laws to be repealed and ensure that this does not become a habit. Let us do this once and for all, but let's keep a record of the laws that we are repealing. And while we are repealing, or we are in the motion of repealing these laws, we are also aware that socially relevant laws which are becoming archaic also need a relook, and probably they need repealing also. I would give an example of something like Section 377, the law repealing to a small section of society, but it has a relevance to a particular kind of people who are human beings, who have feelings like us, but their sexual needs are different from a lot of people we know. We are not looking down on them. They are not superior or they are not inferior. They are equal to us. So having a second look at the law that relates to homosexuality would be a step forwards towards creating a modern society in India, which this government has been professing that it has been trying to do that. These old, archaic and draconian laws have harmed many people in this country. Sir, there are laws like in my state, for example, bhang is a derivative of a plant called Indica sativa. It is something that is taken in religious festivals. But we have a law, the NDPS Act, which makes it illegal. In villages of Orissa also, people take marijuana, people take bhang as not as an intoxicant so much, it is not like alcohol, but while we legalize alcohol, we keep opening shops after shops, even along the highways, and we encourage people to drink. And in my state, sir, the women are very bothered with alcohol. There are many small, tiny revolutions in every village now. I notice it even in my constituency, where the women folk are objecting to alcohol being sold openly, legally, through government shops. And there is no law that stops the selling of alcohol. But these poorer people, the field workers, the rickshaw puller, their intoxication is where we come down heavily through the NDPS Act. So that is also an act that needs to be re-looked at. I would also draw the attention of the Honorable Minister to the current Information Technology Act. Sir, there has been a lot of discussions about net neutrality. A lot of people are very upset with the way that we have been dealing with the subject of net neutrality. We recently saw how the government could ban certain sites and then again rescind its order for reasons unknown. Today, it could be a bad site, it could be a pornographic site, which we all support should not be watched by people. But when you start doing something like that, then there is no end to the attitude that I will only ban this much and no more. Once you allow the bureaucracy, once you allow the system to go ahead and start banning, and they start moral policing the whole nation, the whole country, then there is no end to moral policing, and who will be the next victim is a question that probably none of us here can answer. Similarly, I would suggest that there be a debate, and the Honorable Minister can initiate it, on the Uniform Civil Code. That is a matter that also disturbs a lot of people in this country. We have very many political thoughts on it. We have based our laws on old religious scriptures, whereas the world is moving way beyond religious scriptures, way beyond thoughts which are akin, maybe in some ways, to the thoughts that are being propagated by organizations like the IS. If you want to combat those evil organizations like the IS, then you have to become a more alert and a more modern society which encompasses the affection, with affection, every citizen of the nation. The moment you start differentiating, the moment you start dividing society, then you fall prey to people, to the evil people like the IS. So while supporting this Repealing and Amending 4th Bill 2015, I would urge upon the government to rethink on some of the socially evil laws, socially bad laws, and socially outdated laws that are still there in our statute books that do not deserve to be there, and that those laws are behaving like chains in our path to democracy and to true freedom. Thank you, sir.
Shri Satyapal Singh.